Hello. So this is not a chapter of Black Mirror. We're here at Freakin Corals, a store that opened a physical store recently, but has been around for over a year, supplying very exquisite corals. And the first thing I'd like to ask you is, where all these corals, in particular these collector species that you have here, come from?
Okay, hello everyone. This is Hugo from Freakin Corals. So regarding your question, what can I say? I have many sources. I just pick corals what I see. I just seeing the corals, looking to the names and specimens, and I pick the corals the most I like. So this kind of physical store and Freakin Corals is more or less things that my taste likes. So that's the way that I pick the corals and choose them. I like very different and intriguing corals, different colors, and some particular signature ones. Because in Europe, the market is growing on signature frogs and corals, but in America, we know that more than 10 years that lots of signature frogs. So that's why I'm just putting my store at that level, that I'm looking for different corals and signature corals.
I'm going to pick a bit your mind about a couple of things. We're talking about very collector species. What tricks do you use to color them up? Speaking in particularly about Acropolis, and on the other side, LPS. What do you do to really make those colors pop?
Okay. I must be honest with you guys. The first thing is to find the correct provider. If the source is good, the coral will arrive in better shape. So if you receive a coral with a better shape, you can pop up and grow up easily in less time. So first of all, choose the best source. Even if it's expensive, it's a better way to pop up corals. Then, after their arrival, there are no secrets. And I don't know more than anyone. I know the same. So the important for me is not running for numbers, because numbers are not good. Just keep stability. Stability gives you colors, growth, and gives you happy at the end. So that's my major focus is taking my corals, giving good source of light, because light is important, but water parameters. If they are stable, pH up and down, it's not good. Pick one level and raise them for about months. Half a year, then you see growth and colors and good things on corals.
So you buy most of your corals online?
Yeah, from international suppliers.
So you're also susceptible to the same things that normally customers are, which are, you have to deal with heavy Photoshop issues.
I'm honest with you, the source that I choose, they are not they do not do many job on Photoshop. So when I buy, I receive most of the time the pieces that I choose. And when I put my corals on site, I like them to be in a black background. So I need to shoot them with my camera. And
what camera do you use, by the way?
I use Olympus TG6, one waterproof camera that does a lot of good job for macro photographies.
So you kept the lens inside the water?
Inside, yeah, all camera. I don't use a tube for the reflex or the SR. I use a camera and photograph inside water. And why I choose that camera? Because if you shoot with the tube, you only can get the top of the coral. And with this small machine, I go to my clients, my customers, my friends' house, and can get shoots from different perspectives. 360 degrees, it's awesome, even for fish and inverts and so on.
Are you then heavy-handed too on the Photoshop afterwards?
Afterwards, if I'm going to say to the guys that I don't do magic, yes, I do magic, because if you took some shots under blues, your camera cannot see the real colors that we see. So yes, we need to treat the photos after it, but what I try to do is when I treat the photos, I try to treat it like I see. Not popping up corals that corals don't have, just treat the photographies, each one like the coral we see with our eyes. So I take about 100 photos in a session, then apply my usual filter to correct this blue light, and that's all. I don't try to make more noise, more pixels, more different textures or colors. I don't like, because if I'm selling corals like that, people will not receive at home that kind of color of corals. And so far, the feedback is being so good. People really enjoy to receive at home the things that they see on site, and I'm trying to keep it.
You also do some propagation, or you just buy the corals and sell them?
So at the beginning of this journey, when I raised these Freakin Corals, I had some corals in home, but it's very small tanks. So the first step was buy and sell, buy and sell. But at some time I buy, and about 20% I frag and stop selling. Just sell 80%. And so I'm increasing in a part, in aquaculture, some other corals. And in the future, in my next 2 years, it's to be about 20 to 25% sustainable. So my own acropores mainly, and aquaculture them. So raise them, frag them, and propagate them.
One question: after you frag a coral,
Yeah.
Is it ready to ship immediately, or does it have to stay with you for some time? Do you wait for it to encrust into the plug, or can it ship almost immediately?
If we are talking about soft or LPS, or for other corals, when you cut it, you need to give them time to heal. Selling corals freshly cut, it's not good. Okay? So I take the time for them to heal. After them being healed, I'm secure that I can ship them. When we are talking about soft or LPS, they don't take much time to heal. They take about 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 weeks to completely be fine. For acropore, they recover very well. But when you are talking about encrusting, it takes more than 1, 2, 3, 4 months to get a plug or a frag that it's encrusting on plug. So it depends. I sell what you see, what you get. You can see that the frag is healed, but could not be encrusted. But you see what you buy. So I sell corals after they heal. Some of them get time, like acropores, to make some encrusting base. Others not, but they are perfectly healed. So both cases, I think they are good to sell. But I give them time, for rest and to be ready to ship.
Regarding shipping, you ship not only to Portugal, but all over Europe. How can you make sure that the animals arrive in conditions to every location in Europe?
That's it. It was the major thing that I had to learn and to develop. So shipping is very, very important because it is 100% online. I ship to Portugal, but 90% of my customers are all around Europe. So I developed some techniques to avoid corals to shaking too much. They are floating inside the bags, not touching laterally, and with heat packs when they need. But the major risk, and I know it, is the courier that takes them. Because if I make my job well, after the coral goes out of my door, I cannot no longer do it. I pray that corals arrive in 24 hours. And for the beginning and for the first month, things were really good. Sometimes one or other coral can die, and we know because we are talking about live stuff. But we try to minimize those losses. But in this COVID situation, I had a very bad week, about 2 weeks, that I lost about 80% of my orders. And it was for me a shock, because I sent it about 200 and so, and about 10 issues. And in a couple of weeks, almost 80% of my orders arrived with 2, 3, and 4 days of delay. And it's impossible to control that. I'm trying to deal with that. I stopped shipping right now because it's not fair for my customer to buy it and to receive that corals. It's not good for corals and it's not good for me. So no one wins while I'm continuing to give a service that is not working. So I stopped a bit and I'm trying to figure out a better way to shop corals to the people home because that's what I'm doing all day. I just buy corals and want to give them to people that want that, but it's live stuff, so we cannot deal with like it's dry stuff. So, yeah, tough days, but I hope in the near future that everything's going to be alright because this pandemic situation is getting some nasty problems. So, let's see.
To shift our attention a bit to the fish now behind us, I'd like to ask you why specifically those, for instance, there we can see foxface,
yeah.
unicorn,
Breviostis,
and the tank, the
Acanthurus.
why those three?
So I usually pick my fish according to the needs of the tanks. It's not for them to be fancy. They need to do some job.
But does that big guy do any job in that tank?
Yeah, that big guy is the funny one from the team. So the ones are workers, and that one is the funny guy to relax them and customers. But yes, this guy seems that does not doing any job, but this is a very good fish to hit some hair algae or Diciota, for example. In my tank I don't have it, and all the other ones pick algae. On the frag tank, on the
there's a small fish there. I can see.
Yeah,
it's a 6-line.
Yeah, 6-line. It's a 6-line. It's the guy that patrols everything. It's looking for some stuff, some parts and so on. It's a fish that I recommend to all my customers. That a wrasse is a good fish to have in a tank if you have the size to keep them. Okay, but 6-line is a very good guy. I usually use one per tank. Here it doesn't have so far because we don't have many fish on our suppliers due to this COVID situation, but I like to have one 6-line per tank and 1 to 2 Acanthurus and Triostex is probably
a Tomini tank.
Yeah, Tomini, and this one very interesting is the Maculiceps. He's very beautiful guy.
So, in terms of, I guess we're focusing on that, on pest control. You're talking about 6 lines. How do you try to prevent problems in a first stage for yourself, and in a second stage for your customers?
So, my first thing to do is to have a good supply of corals. So, people that I trust that sell me corals that are in very good shape. After receiving the corals, I need to check. I need to make a dip, I need to visually check and to take out if there is something not good. Some parasites, some stars, mini stars, what other, some Volonius, ectasis, but I tell to people that we try to maximize and to take them all out in somehow they appear. And after they appear, we need to correct it, and you need to take time to take out, to inspect again corals at home and take them out before they spread a lot. So first of all is dipping corals, analyzing visually, and please people do it at home. When you buy a coral, dip it, see it, and then put in your tank. Does not drop it directly into the tank. It's not good.
But for instance, in the US, they use to dip Bayer, which is very good, especially on even more sensitive species like Acroporus.
Yeah.
They use Bayer, which is not allowed here in Europe.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with more sensitive species?
When we're talking about sensitive species, we're talking about mostly Acroporus that are tiny tissues. So the best thing you have is to shake them underwater vigorously and look it, because what we are afraid of, Acropora, it's IFW, our planaria. So, planaris you can see it with a blaster, you can pop it with water and shake it very well. You can make some dips because nowadays there are lots of brands that give you very, very, very good dips, but some specimens are not so, are somehow more fragile to this kind of dips. Dips, so and and I like to shake them underwater. So yeah, it's the best way to avoid planaria to get inside the tank.
Here we are surrounded by tanks, and besides the lights, I don't think I can see much equipment. Aside from the apex back there.
Yeah.
So I think that you're trying to automate
The shop.
to what extent? What you have automated here?
So all this shop, all lights, all systems, all water pumps, everything is controlled by Apex. It was one choice for me. Okay, so
Why Apex?
Why Apex?
And
So
not GHL
or
or
other. Okay, I think Apex has a very nice style, a nice color, and lots of years of doing this kind of stuff. It's difficult to program. It's difficult. It's not easy. I had help from a friend that is very focused on doing some Apex job. That's why I've chosen. I've talked with the other guys of this hobby, and they told me that Apex could be a good solution. It's not cheap. It's expensive. But at the end, if you have all working on that, it's very, very good because you are at home and you are safe and secure that everything is fine on the shop, on the tank, on the home tank.
So let's go item by item. Is it controlling the pumps,
Yeah, lights,
lights?
flow, water change, return pumps, UVs, osmosis, reposition, everything.
Also the osmosis rate?
Yeah.
Okay. So
And also, I don't know if people can see, but on the top right corner, there is some buttons. And my customers, when they arrive to the shop, they can click them and the water stops from each different tank for them to see
from
top
down.
to the top down. Because it's different sometimes to see corals from front.
Yes.
So they press that button, they can check the corals from the top, and after 5 minutes, all the pumps return again. So I have no risk that this system will be stopped during night because it's automated and it's programmed to working like that. It was my friend Hugo Brito that does a very, very good job of programmation. And also I have KH Guardian, that it's my alkalinity controller, also integrated into Apex, because it also works with Apex. Although Apex have the Trident,
Yes.
but Trident takes too much time to arrive to Europe, so I had to make a decision, and so let's try KH Guardian that has lots of years and experience.
How's it been going?
So far it's about 2 months using one unit here and one unit at my own tank, and so far it's fine. It's very reproducible, very, very easy to set up. The guy that sells it is very interactive with you, can faster answer you some doubts. The minor point that I can point to KH Guardian is the sound, okay? Because I have my tank about 2 meters from my bed. So at night I hear the pumps doing some tests. So yeah, that noise, it's not good, but this is not, a tank is not to be about 2 meters off from one bed. So that's the minor point that I can put to KH Guardian is the noise.
Regarding lighting, I see you have a variety of. Over there, it's T5s, right?
Yeah, it's hybrid Pacific Sun. Yeah, I like T5s for aquaporas.
Yes, but over here you went LEDs with different solutions.
Yeah.
Here we have the
ATI Stratum.
ATI Stratus, and here the Hydras.
Yeah, the new ones. So, if you want me to say why I choose them,
Yes.
So for me, aqua illumination is the best solution regarding quality and price for customers. Very easy to set up, very good platform online for both mobile or PC. Very good spectrum. It's a good solution for many different kinds of corals, from soft to LPS to aquaporas.
You have them quite high.
Yeah, they are quite high because I don't need so much power using LPS. My LPS runs about 100% full blue and no whites.
No white.
Yeah, here it has a bit of white because I don't like to have that fake color that people don't like at home.
Yes.
But I can say you that behind those walls, I use Philips Coral Care version 1 with lots of sauces. I love those ones.
The generation one.
Generation 1, yeah, from Philips. They are
They are huge.
Huge. It's about
And heavy.
and heavy. It's about 14 kilograms of each light.
But I'm very curious about the new ones, the generation 2,
Yeah.
because what I've seen, there are two great things. One is that they don't have any fans.
Yeah, no
That's
fans
great.
is perfect.
I love my lights, but the problem I have with them is the fans.
Okay.
But another great thing, which I think they innovate a lot with this light, and in reviews I've seen of the light, I haven't seen no one mention it,
Yeah.
is the different lenses for different LEDs. They do with the white LEDs. They have a more focused lens to
Yeah.
create the shimmering.
Yeah.
And to the blue LEDs, they have a more diffuse lighting applied
Yeah.
to simulate what you see when you are out in the sun and you see the water, because you have the sky dome giving diffuse blue light, and you have the sun rays creating more white lights. And so I'm very curious to see them working, because I think it's a great concept.
Yeah. Philips for sure. If the version 2 is better than version 1, people just buy it because I use them for my LPS and my LPS loves it. And just to finish this, ATI Stratum, yes, it's like more or less a MacBook over your tank because it's very beautiful design.
It's very slick.
It's very slim, yeah. No fans, Wi-Fi integrated, and all the other thing that I like, it's lots of LEDs. And now we see that many lights are turning from clusters to many LEDs. We see them on Ecotech,
Yes.
new version.
Yes.
They take out the LEDs inside the cluster, and now they want to spread more because I think people are looking to a T5 look with LEDs, because T5s are the ones that give so good results. So LEDs are
They
trying.
give good results, but it makes me feel like you should have cakes there and not corals, because the light is like you're looking inside a fridge.
Yeah. It's not an actinic or too many fluorescent.
Not fluorescent, but shimmerless.
Yeah, personally, I don't like to see shimmer on my sand. Too much shimmer for me, it's too much artificial.
That's because you don't have the right kind of shimmer. Do you
Yeah?
remember?
Okay.
Did you have the metal highlights? Do you remember the shimmer of the metal
Never
highlights?
use them, so I cannot talk about that. Yeah, I'm not the guy that uses metal
You
highlights.
know something? It's something that sometimes I feel like getting rid of my LEDs and getting metal highlights.
I hear many people saying that. Getting to the oldies.
I think I have the most. I think they are the most beautiful lights available. Are still the
Okay.
ones that I have there, because I cut many corners in my tank, but not in lighting. And those Aquamedic for me are near perfect, but still they don't reach, I think, the level of
metal
what
highlights.
is the metal
Yeah,
highlights.
I never tested them, so cannot tell you too much about it.
Okay, so what's your routine of maintenance here at the shop?
So here I try to make all the routines before opening doors. I don't like that kind of guy that makes the routines when customers are buying stuff. So I arrive shop about 1 or 2 hours before, do my routine stuff, clean the glasses, see if corals are fine, make some tests, make some frauds if it's needed, take some shots, and then open the door. After
What do you test?
for per meters, daily, probably KH, and weekly phosphate. And sometimes I forget to test nitrates, calcium, and magnesium for about 1 month. And why that? Because I keep things simple. And when they are simple, they will work.
What's your nutrient level here in the tanks?
So, right now, it's the beginning, so I have low nutrients, and I need to raise them up. I like my LPS about 0.1 phosphate and about 10 to 20 nitrates. I like them high. For acropores, it's people sometimes like them high, people sometimes don't like them high. I usually run them below 0.1 and below 10 or 5 nitrate. But in my
You
point
have
of
to
view,
dose?
sorry?
You have to dose nitrates or phosphates?
So far, because the tanks have about 2 to 3 months, I don't recommend people to dosing because this is still a baby tank. So needs time. If I begin to dosing right now, I think I will get problems.
You have the biological filtration somewhere in the sun?
Yeah. One thing that I like very, very much is live stuff on sand. So back on the back walls, I have about 40 to 6 kilograms of live rock per each sand because my tanks are separated, LPS and softs and aquapora.
Do you feed the corals?
Yeah, mainly LPS. I feed about 3 to 4 days per week. Target feeding.
Target feeding to all the LPS.
All the LPS target feeding.
What about the acros?
Acroporas, it's fish poop and probably sometimes SPS evo that it's about the zooplankton, but
have you tried aminos?
So far, as I told you, I'm not giving that a try because it's baby tanks. So if they grow, if in about 1 year I see that they need aminos, yes, I will dose it. But right now, I think it's not the right choice.
Would you advise, for instance, anyone in which situation do you advise that someone feeds acroporas? In what kind of tanks?
Well, if the tank
what situation?
is too much sterile, acroporas need food, okay? Because if you gave to them light, they will need food. So when people have heavy feeding acropora systems, boost them with lights because they will react, they will adapt. The colors will not be so. It will be stronger, but will be fine. If you want to run low nutrients, yeah, don't give them too much light. So you can do it almost. You need to give time to corals to adapt the situation, and you need to keep them stable about 1 year. I don't like people that today make one thing, tomorrow makes another, and then another, and then another, and says why it's not working because you are like jumping around with perimeters with lots of them. And in my way of doing things, just give them time, try to solve some issues, but in a natural way and not in an artificial way. I don't like to use too much products, although products are very good, but they need to be used at a certain point at the right time and not before you understand your system. You need to understand your system and then you take actions and not the other way.
If someone has a balanced population of fish and corals, do you still, and has nutrients in check, do you think there is some benefit in, for instance, dosing aminos in such a situation?
Okay, aminos are the basic blocks for cell function. Yes. So it looks like it's good, but you need to see acroporas growing to know that they need to have cells and to need building blocks for them to grow. I see many advantages of many kinds of fatty acids, amino acids, and other zooplankton, phytoplankton food because in natural seawater they appear in a different way, but at the end they have amino acids, sugars, and other stuff. Okay, but here in this artificial system that we have at home, yes, I see good advantages using them, but you need to use them at the right time. And people don't forget that the best thing is keep it simple, like the KISS method. Water change, give them time, and give them stability, and you will see results.
You have a tank at home?
Yeah. I have a cube one.
You have
a cube?
A cube?
Yeah.
How big?
It's 240 liters. It's my biggest tank so far. So I was the nano guys. So only nano tanks. This is the biggest one, and it's a small one.
Are you planning to keep running that tank at home?
I must be honest with you. After opening the shop, before it challenged me a lot because I had free time. Now I don't have free time.
Yes.
So I don't have time for my home tank. But now I have the KH Guardian and I don't put my hands inside and I see good results. So What's
the thing with so many people saying that don't put your hands inside the tank? Why?
Well, first of all, you have lots of stuff in your hands that you don't see. Now we are worried about viruses. But more than viruses, you have dirty. You have creams. And creams have lots of heavy metals. And most of the problems on the tanks are heavy metals. Iron, copper, and other stuff can go inside tanks for your cream or for sprays for some reason. So it's very, very important to keep out ends of the tank and give them time to grow.
Okay, so we'll finish with this tip. Keep your hands off the tank and let it do its thing.
Okay,
Right.
see you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Alfred, for your time.
Thank you too, and thanks for watching.
Bye bye.